Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, Episode 16, the grand finale. Last week on Drag Race, the eliminated queens competed in a lip-sync Lollapalooza which saw Morphine shaking her bottom and coming out on top. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description so you can watch my playlist and my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. The show begins with Ru going from music video to live on stage. Ru is wearing a little silver dress and giant boot covers that look kind of silly. The song was okay. The judges are there too, Michelle, Carson, TS, and Ross, all in one place to shut down all rumors that they are all the same person in disguise. I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass, but this whole finale was kind of low quality for me. Starting with the venue being scaled down with a smaller audience. Michelle announces the cast, starting with Hershey wearing a blue dress and a wig with blue stones. I like the look, but the non-matchy nude panel really throws it off for me. Mirage has a really cool wig and wears a black dress with a big nude panel, which is also a weird nude illusion because the material is shiny. And she's wearing stockings and black gloves, and it's weird to have just such a big nude illusion with so little actual skin showing. Amanda Tori is such a glow up in purple and yellow floor-length gown, fleeky makeup, and a perfectly coiffed lavender wig. Geneva is wearing a purple fallopian tubes on her chest and a train with a racing flag lining it, and a tire purse. This look is crazy. Megami's doing it right, showing off her tattoos and a nude illusion that's actually effective, and a wig with horns. Tsunami is a walking work of art in a beaded structural dress, and she turns around. It looks like the dress is supposed to be shaped like something, but I don't know what. Plasma looks elegant and beautiful in champagne and gold. Maya is in silver fringe, and Carson slaps his cheek over this. I think the fringe on her waist is weirdly placed. Dawn is in pink and blue with white troll hair and a crown on top of the hair with elf ears on it. I think she's supposed to be a troll doll. Morphine looks stunning, classic, the face, the dress, everything looks great, chef's kiss. Q is in blue with big shoulders, a cool pointy wig, almost matching tights. I'll take what I can get. Nymphia comes out of a banana. It's effective and she looks stunning and glittery. Plain is in red, a departure from what she usually wears, but she looks excellent. Saphira comes out last, and I'm sorry, but this look is terrible. The idea is good, the vibe is right. It's this little breastplate that I don't like, you know Michelle doesn't like it, and she's wearing a nude bodysuit under with gloves and blue arm sleeve, and it's randomly conservative and a lot of clothes for someone who's cosplaying as someone whose titties are being held up by blue dental floss. It's definitely the worst finale runway from a finalist that I can remember. We get packages and interviews of the final three, starting with Nymphia, who we see in a nude catsuit with pink gloves that looks really nice on her. Nymphia performs a song that's been written for her. I would much prefer to see them lip sync songs they recorded themselves, but you know I can't have it my way. She starts off in a battle-inspired look with dragon and arrows inside her and reveals into, you guessed it, a nude bodysuit because it's still season 16 after all. Her song is Queen of Wind, and the song and choreo is obviously Lady Gaga inspired. Nymphia nails this performance. Then they show a picture of Nymphia as a kid and really put her on the spot to talk to herself, and Nymphia's mom and friend from Taiwan are there to support her. Nymphia gets emotional at them being there and wants to represent her country and bring home the win. Next is Plain, who's performing her song Bodysuit in a bodysuit with a nude illusion, but she looks snatched and the dancers tear away into a better neon bodysuit. Plain talks to her child self and she gets a message from Lazy Susan and the boys, and her mom and best friend, who looks just like her, are there to support her. Saphira's look in her video package is one of the coolest she's worn. Saphira's number is about loving herself and slew foot. She's wearing an orange dance costume and flat boots with a heel that make her look like a teddy bear on tiptoes, but Saphira really brings the energy, and TS will go on to say she reminds her of Beyonce. Michelle will call her Slewfira, which tickles Ru. She tells her little self that she's a star and is joined by her friend and mom. Saphira's mom is funny and says she wore her dress and left it in the closet funky. Ru then gives a tribute to Elvira, who I freaking love, and gives her the Giving Us Lifetime Achievement Award. Elvira comes out as Cassandra and she looks great. She's 72 years old and looks 30. Go off, Elvira. Ru narrows the top three down to a top two of Saphira and Nymphia, who are moving on to the lip sync for the crown. And we have to say goodbye to Plain Jane, who gets a consolation prize of $25,000. Plain is kind of the breakout star of the season. She was all everyone was talking about in the preseason for kind of negative reasons. Then the show starts and she's really hyped up by the show, with the judges finding Burger Finger way more hilarious than anyone at home did. She created really good drama and I like her, but I do feel like for a lot of the season, the show was really pushing Plain Jane on us, giving her personal content in the workroom in almost every episode, and giving her the Snatch Game win over Saphira, which wasn't right, leading to her being in the final three, which I think she definitely deserved because so much of the season was about her. Out of this final three, I didn't really hear anyone really pushing for Plain to be the winner, so I understand why she comes in third. Based on her really dynamic personality, I'd love to see her on All Stars over the regular show. I think losing this is a step in the direction of her winning that. There's a cute segment of the queens highlighting their moms and drag moms, and our mother Sasha Colby comes out, and how blessed we are. She performs Her by Megan Thee Stallion in a silver silver bodysuit, and she has everyone quaking when she unzips it to real actual nudity. Sasha then changes into a silver goddess gown with jeweled pasties hanging from her ears. Not only is she a vision of beauty, but she also met Kamala the Harris to sing Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round and make Venn diagrams. The season's queens all come out in red, white, and blue to power, and all of their looks here were better than their entrance looks this episode. Last year's Miss Congeniality Malaysia comes out looking like a wise old owl to announce that there's a tie for Miss Congeniality between Tsunami Muse and Saphira, so they'll share the title and each get $10,000, and all of the other queens will get $2,000 for existing. This seemed really disorganized, because if the finalists were eligible to win this, why not have them be on stage and part of this? Saphira ran out like she wasn't aware this was even happening. She wasn't even ready. The final two come out to lip sync with Nymphia dressed as Bubble Tea and Saphira in a blue gown performing Padam Padam. They get started and Saphira reveals that she has vampire teeth, which pales in comparison to Nymphia revealing black bubble balloons that fly away. Saphira then tears off her gown, but Nymphia does the same into yellow panties. Saphira is doing her classic tricks, but Nymphia is turning it. She's flipping, doing handstands into flips and kicks. Saphira does a wig reveal into an orange ponytail. Nymphia wins this lip sync for me by every metric, and Ru reveals that the winner is Nymphia, so I'll talk about the top two starting with Saphira. Starting with Saphira, who was my winner pick all season, even coming into this finale. She came into the show with confidence, knowing she'd be a frontrunner. She dominated the competition, winning 4 challenges, and she should have won Snatch Game. Along the way, I did feel like sometimes she had a bit of an identity crisis. I think that she thinks of herself as a very spooky character, with her doing her spooky laugh in her entrance, but then not having a spooky look, and adding some random spooky elements to looks that didn't really need them. She comes into the finale with the best overall package and deserving the win, but I think the overall package of this finale just wasn't good enough. And finally, our winner, Nymphia, who probably had, of the final 3, the weakest package coming into the finale. She's great at design challenges and had great runways, but there were still some taste issues with some of the runways. For example, the vagina on the back of the head. There were some challenges where the show didn't really focus on her, which made me feel like maybe she's not the best at lip syncing and they're trying to protect her, which isn't really a knock on her. It's more of a knock on the show for not giving queens the opportunity to lip sync, because we found out in this finale that she's a great lip syncer. And at the end of the day, based on her performance here, she definitely deserves the crown. So that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the finale and the result. Give me a like and subscribe if you agree with something I said. Until next time, have a nice weekend. Bye!